So I was reminded, I always like to look through Facebook memories, and I was reminded that 3 years ago, almost to the day, I sat and called the very first Rhodes Wrestling Academy showcase. And now 3 years later, showcase number 10, it will premiere Sunday night on the Rhodes Wrestling Academy YouTube channel.
7/6 Central.
And to tell me all about it, you just heard him. He is the owner and head coach of the Rhodes Wrestling Academy and my AEW correspondent. It is the one and only, the Natural Dustin Rhodes. What's up, D?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, bud.
So let me ask you something.
Ask
Out
me.
of all the 10 showcases, do you think this one is they've gotten better over time?
I believe we have, but your opinion matters more than mine.
I know. I was
But
curious.
I would
respect your
say
opinion.
yes. But what do you think? What do you think about this 10th showcase?
This 10th showcase, to me, with all the elements we added backstage, the little vignettes and the fun stuff, that's kind of what I'm used to. And I know what makes a good show, and you need those elements.
Yeah.
And I really think that this showcase number 10, and I say this a lot, and I know you've heard me say it a lot,
Every time.
but there was just a mix of good wrestling matches here. And then between the backstage stuff, some storied psychological matches, which is what I teach, how to tell stories. And I saw that tonight for the first time in any camp, how they told a good story. That to me is a payoff and means more to me than anything, that they are listening and that they're coachable, and that this 10th showcase they came ready to play, and they burned the house down. It was great.
They did, and that was something I noticed. The flow of each match. This one seemed a lot smoother. There, like you said, more psychology in the matches than probably what we've seen in the past. You had, and it was kind of fun because this class, I think you've got maybe one or two experienced wrestlers, and everybody else, this is their first time in the ring.
Yes. And I think that is and not to blow smoke up my own ass, but I think that's a testament to my coaching ability because I love it, and I'm very passionate about it. It bothers me none. I absolutely have fallen in love with this coaching. And now this school that I have, and just giving these brand new kids opportunities to bring out what they trained for and bring out their very best, and they showed it in this showcase. And you're going to see Sunday, man. It was just a very special night. I felt everyone. I was excited about everyone. I'm a wrestling fan. I watched it. I'm a backstage vignette fan. And we put this thing together, and Andrew, who's an Emmy Award-winning director and producer, just really put this together nicely, and it's going to blow the socks off of people.
Andrew Sanchez, who we've worked with for every showcase, of course, used to work at KVU here in Austin, now up in Dallas with WFAA, and he's just such a good job. This one, you're introducing tag titles.
Yes.
Tag team titles. We will crown our first Rhodes Wrestling Academy Tag Team Champions. Talk about the significance of adding tag titles to the Rhodes Wrestling Academy.
Well, not only adding the tag titles, we've never done a 2 out of 3 falls, 30-minute time limit. So it's almost like an Ironman, 2 out of 3 Ironman, but a 30-minute time limit, 2 out of 3 falls for the tag titles, brand new, freshly minted. They look beautiful. All the new titles really look nice. But the big thing about this is my head coach right under me, Eric and Darren, the RWA Outlaws, are facing the trademarked by me, the Texas Outlaws, my nephews.
Really?
My nephews, Dusty's grandkids.
Right.
And they came to camp and wanted to be trained. And I didn't have high expectations. I was going to treat them a little more harder than everybody else.
Understandable.
And they fell in love with it. And you will see my nephews for the first time in the main event in a 2 out of 3 falls for the tag team titles. I think they killed it, and I think they are going to be the future Texas Outlaws and the future of the business. But we all have a lot to work on, right?
Absolutely.
Your training never stops. It has to get better and better and better. And I think that's a testament to the training, because I have changed things each camp. I've bettered a lot of things. And they're just getting better, man. And they continue. They want to come back here. They want to stay. They want to train weekly with Eric. And they are. And that's how you do it. You know, you got to go out and hustle. It's not easy getting into the business, but I'm giving everybody an opportunity right now to get out there and throw some stuff at a wall and see what sticks, to hustle, to get work on the indies, so that you maybe someday get a shot, a chance, an opportunity to work for WWE, AEW, New Japan, TNA, NWA, all of them.
Right. Well, and it's really cool that your nephews are going to have the moniker that, you know, that your father carried for so long with Dick Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of special.
Way back in the day. So I got to imagine that's really special.
Very special.
So that's really cool.
But I had to keep that quiet this
understand.
whole camp.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I get it. But, you know, you're right. And I think, you know, that old – there's a little something there in your blood that they have luckily –
They completely shocked me, like day one of camp.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the hell? To coin the phrase "they are naturals" is not an understatement. I mean, they truly worked their butt off, never complained. They knew I was going to treat them harder than everybody else, but we had a deal, man. Don't tell anybody that I'm your uncle in this camp until after the showcase.
Absolutely.
And now that we're done, you know, I can kind of say that, and these boys mean business.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You look at both of them, they're both very different. Dylan is a lot like my dad. And Dalton brings he's a more reserved, quiet character, but he's got some fire in him, and it's like watching Dad again. And Kristen, my sister, our ring announcer, she started crying tonight, wishing Dad was here. And it was, it was an emotional night, and it's a very happy, emotional night for all of us that are close, right? And it just meant a lot for me to give them that opportunity. And they went out and did it. And, I talked to them, and they learned from a few mistakes, and we're going to see what they get next time.
Absolutely.
Maybe they're maybe they'll win them next time.
Hey. And the emotions I can certainly understand. Not just the lineage, but the fact that it's her sons in there. It's going to be emotional. There's worry, all that good stuff. But
and she came over to me and said, "Is Dalton okay, or is Wayne okay?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, babe. He's just selling." And she was like scared that he was injured.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "That's what we do." Make people think, oh God, he's hurt.
That's what makes it good.
I taught him right. So,
Rhodes Wrestling Academy Student Showcase 10 premieres this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right? 6 p.m. Central.
Yes.
On the Rhodes Wrestling Academy YouTube channel. So check it out. Let's talk a little AEW, and boy, you guys have been on a roll. First of all, I was in Greensboro for AEW Revolution.
Yeah.
Witnessed Sting's final match. You're a contemporary of Sting. You worked with Sting way back in the early days of WCW.
Yeah.
So I know, and at the end of the match, everybody came out on the stage to pay tribute to the icon. Just talk for a moment about seeing one of your contemporaries get that kind of reception, and the fact that Tony Khan wanted him to have, as he put it, the perfect ending to his career.
I think Sting, and the early days when I was young and just watching him and being in awe of this bigger than life megastar, right? And just watching the people respond to him and just his mannerisms, his movements, and how he went about himself in the ring and backstage, how he held himself professionally. I really wanted to almost walk the line and be just like him, in a sense. I wanted to be like Dad, right? I wanted to fill him shoes, and we found out that's impossible. You can't. But I wanted to kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
You want to emulate,
some of the things professionally that he does. And we all know my story and the things that I've went through, and I've learned from all my mistakes, and they made me stronger, and I regret nothing.
Right.
But looking at his storied career, never faulting, never failing, just continuing on, becoming one of the greatest superstars, if not the greatest, to ever lace up the boots. And to end it all in Greensboro, which I have fought and many times. And when I was a youngster, me and Brad Anderson would drive to Greensboro to watch the Starcades and to see the crowds, and just to end it in a town like Greensboro was very fitting.
Absolutely.
And to see him go out there and to see him perform at his age and still bring it like he has, and jumping off of things through tables and, off of balconies. It's amazing, and my knees right now are killing me, and my shoulders. I've had so many surgeries. To see him do that, he never complains. He's never foul-mouthed about anything. He is very respectful and very professional. I love him to death, and I'm just happy that he did have the perfect career ending, and it's so special.
Yeah,
watching it and just knowing that this is it. It's sad, because I don't want him to quit. I want him to continue on and go till he's 100. But our bodies are not going to allow that.
I get you. Well, and believe
he gave a lot of love to a lot of people for a lot of years.
He really did, and it was emotional for me. I've watched him since '86.
I'm just glad I got to tag with him several times.
Absolutely,
and just
you sure did.
Watch him move in the ring was incredible.
Yeah. Absolutely. Last week, big business, AEW Dynamite in Boston. We saw the debut of the CEO, someone you've worked with in the past, Mercedes Mone.
Yeah.
And if you hear the chatter around, there is a lot of optimism about how the presence of Mercedes Mone is going to uplift an already stacked women's division in AEW. Talk about Mercedes Mone getting the next chapter of her career started in AEW.
There's a big thing when we're backstage and we know somebody's about to debut, right? And it's like we're all there and we want to watch this big debut, especially with a caliber talent as Mercedes. Her music hit, it was deafening. And Boston crowd, they're always like that, but that's her home. She's from Boston. She loves Boston, born and raised. And that crowd just blew the lid off of that place. And it was great to see that, great to hear that. I'm happy for her. She came in because of our women's division, because our women's division has gotten so good. To have all these dream matches that she could set up and have with all of our talent, man, is just incredible. And I can't wait to watch her journey here. I've watched her journey from day one. I've always been a big fan. I love her to death. She's coming into AEW, is only going to do big business.
Oh, absolutely.
As in Boston, right, for us. And it's truly a great time to be a wrestling fan, because not only Mercedes, but you see the phenom that is Okada.
Yes, I was just about to ask you about not only Kazuchika Okada, who, my God, how many IWGP World Heavyweight Championships has he held over the years, and the 47-star matches that he does with Kenny Omega back in the Tokyo Dome.
It's amazing, man. His talent is there's people that can wrestle, and then there's people that need to be in. And I'll say this too about Will Ospreay. There's a different category, right? You have your 5-star matches, and I hate the star system, and I get it, and I understand
It's somebody's opinion.
I know.
It's all
and
it is.
I know if I have a good match. I know if it was a really good match. I know if it was a stinker, right? But you take Will Ospreay. You take Takeshita. You take Okada. They should be in a different category, 8, 9 stars, These they're so amazing. To watch Will Ospreay the other night, I was like, what in the hell? Oh, my God. How? You're questioning how does he do that, right? It's just amazing the things, the athleticism that they all have, Mercedes, Okada, Ospreay. To pull off the moves that they're doing is just like, it's out of this world. And it's impressive, and I love it, and it just makes me more of a wrestling fan. You become a fan all over again each day watching these things, and it makes you excited. It makes you want to get in the ring right away and just, let's go have a match.
Oh, yeah.
They make you feel that, and that's something that's very powerful in the business.
I tell you what, Will Ospreay, I mean, the match he had with Takeshita at Revolution, just amazing. And then he came to the press conference after the event, and such a likable dude. I mean, and it was almost a 180, the personality you saw there versus what you saw in
Manar, you take Beast out. I mean, Raw. Sorry.
No worries. But
over there.
Just a likable guy, man. And I tell you what, and you can talk about this a bit. I mean, AEW, Tony Khan has mentioned in press briefings, conference calls, that 2024, this is going to be a huge year for all elite wrestling. I mean, you're there each week. How excited are you? I mean, and we're still in March.
Yeah. How
excited are you for the rest of 2024 for AEW?
You know, we've been in business, 5 years, and here we are. We're on the rise, and it is a really big rise right now, and the wrestling business itself is great. We're in good hands with Tony. We're in good hands with the talent that we have. We're a very special group of people. We're family-oriented. We love what we do. We're very passionate about it. And I think passion will win every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. They're passionate. I know. I mean, I'm lucky enough. I've gotten to work with a lot of the roster in AEW on the indies, and I know how passionate they can be. I know how passionate you are. It's going to be exciting to watch Dynamite every week and Rampage and Collision. Of course, you got AEW Dynasty coming up on April 21st in St. Louis. We talked about Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson. Dear Lord.
Is that a dream match or what?
I think that might be.
My God. Can you imagine these two when they finally lock horns, what kind of magic they're going to spit on the screen? Mm-hmm. It's going to be beyond impressive.
It really is. It really is.
Bryan Danielson is a different beast himself. He's so technically sound, so good at what he does. And right now he's helping. He loves to help and to teach these young kids this is how it's done. And, he's very good at it.
Yeah, well, and like you, he has been, on the highest of highs. He's had that career, and so it's good to see him giving back to the young members of the AEW roster every week. The Natural Dustin Rhodes Wrestling Academy Student Showcase number 10 coming up this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central on the Rhodes Wrestling Academy YouTube channel. I am proud once again to lend my voice to it. Dustin, I appreciate the time, man.
Absolutely, Bubba. Always.
It's always fun. Thanks for including me with the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. Thanks for giving me your time.
Absolutely, buddy.
And we'll talk again soon.
All right, bud.